Hello, dear listeners. No matter where you're tuning in from, whether it's the hustle and bustle of a sprawling city, the quiet tranquility of a rural countryside, or anywhere in between, welcome to the Peapod, a podcast about peace. I'm Terry Angel, and I am delighted you've chosen to spend some time with us today. I'd like for you to imagine a moment, a world without constant conflict, a world where respect for diversity is the norm, a world where understanding replaces fear. I know, that sounds like a pipe dream, doesn't it? But that's the world we dare to dream of. And that's the world we strive to build here, one conversation at a time, inside the Peapod. Each week we explore the theme of peace from various angles, from the philosophical to the practical, from the personal to the political. We engage with thought leaders, peace activists, scholars, artists, and everyday heroes, all of whom are united by a common purpose, the pursuit of peace. This is a space for stories that heal, stories that bring us together, stories that remind us of our shared humanity. Here at the Peapod, we believe that peace isn't just the absence of conflict, it's the presence of justice. It's the celebration of diversity. And most importantly, it's something that begins inside of each one of us. So let's begin this journey together, shall we? Whether you're seeking solutions or solace, inspiration, or answers. We don't promise to have all of those answers, but we promise to ask the right questions. My guest today is Lisa Berry, who is a dynamic speaker and teacher. Her words resonate so well with my soul. Lisa says, "Me time isn't about fixing, it's about self-honoring. And where self-honoring exists, no fixing is necessary." Please help me welcome Lisa. How did you like that standing ovation?
Well, that was fun. That was like a football game.
It was a stadium, and you're the
Oh,
one up on stage.
oh my goodness. I have been here with you before in the pod, and I so appreciate and love being here. And oh,
Yes.
Terry, you just show up every day, literally over and over again, and relentlessly with love.
Yeah, it's all about the love. that
Yes,
truly is all that there is, Lisa, isn't it? Just love.
yes, yes. And one of the things you said that grabbed me, I thought, oh my gosh, oh, it's the sometimes we all might feel wherever we are, we're all in the pod somewhere, and we think for one moment, I don't deserve that, and I'm not enough, and oh no, that's not for me, and that's too much. And Terry's out here she's just handing it out. She's just handing the love out. It's for everyone. And what if I'm the one who thinks it's not for me? And
Right.
I felt that. And then when the crowd cheered, I went, oh my gosh, oh wow. That was so beautiful. But oh, what about the ones who actually really they're tuning in and they're thinking that's not for me. And
Yeah.
I, no, I don't deserve me time. I don't deserve any time. And I actually felt that a little bit really close to my heart. And I thought, oh wow, there's like the ones that go, I don't feel heard, I don't feel loved, I don't feel like I deserve that, and how do I get the crowd to cheer for me? And that's too much, I can't take it.
Yeah. Oh, Lisa, there are so many right now that are feeling that are feeling alone, and that's what they deserve to have. That's their lot in life. It's just to be alone, be unseen, unheard. And isn't that, it's just sad that we can't reach every person, but we can reach the ones that we can, right? We can do something.
Yes, yes, exactly. And it's funny as you say that. I think, you'll sit back and you think, oh, I'm just in my world, and who wants to talk to me? What opportunities are here for me? And oh, I have this great idea, and I have this love and this passion, and I want to put it out there. But who cares? Who like
Yeah.
what does it matter? And how do we sit in a place where we say it does? It does matter, and it will reach one person. And Terry, this is so fun. I had an idea last week, and I put it out there on Facebook, and I titled it, "Do you feel heard?" Like, do you feel
Ooh.
heard? Do you feel like your heart is being heard? And this one magical woman, she reached out and she said, I don't feel heard. And I need to feel heard. And I am frustrated. And I need to. And she was like adamant. I need to feel heard. And so we had a lovely conversation. And I thought, if that post only reached one person, it was worth putting out. It was worth
Yeah.
rising to that call so that I had a
Yes.
conversation with her. And it's so funny how we have to measure. We have to measure like, oh, did it have 1,000 likes or 200 hearts or whatever? I don't know, subscribers or all these things, right? But
Yeah.
when you have a conversation with one person who that makes a difference, that's the time that you know that like that was right. That was the one. That was the one to do.
Oh my gosh, you're talking to my heart, Lisa. Every time that I go online, if I can just reach one person, just one, then I've done my job. I stepped away from a platform years ago because it was all about the numbers. It's like, oh, we only got this many viewers, and oh, we only had this many. And I'm like, who cares? Who cares if we can reach somebody's heart? To me, that's so much more important than reaching 1,000 viewers at one time. One person is so important.
The metrics, like if we use that word
Yeah.
metrics, I think of matriarch, I think of mother, I think of metrics as in, did my mother hear me? Did one cry to my mother hear me? And I think that's the most important part because, yeah, you know what, we only do reach one at a time. And I know that in your Peapod, because I've been in your Peapod and like here and there,
You are you are a P in our P crowd.
and it's been years.
I know.
And just even a tiny moment means a lot. And it could be the moment of, I don't want to say rescuing, but could be, but just that connection of one person. So when I do speak about me time, I'm literally talking about that one moment of connection with yourself, one moment of connection that where I have enough love in myself and I feel centered in myself and grounded in myself that I have enough to reach out to another who may not, and to bring
Right.
them into it.
And Lisa, you teach this. You have a school where you actually teach people about me time. So would you talk about that?
Yeah, so like it was funny when you say that like that. I was like, oh, well, I do. It's actually about bringing somebody back to a place where, at one point in everybody's life, it doesn't matter where. It could be really young, it could be middle, it doesn't matter what age. There will be a moment where they'll come back and say, I feel safe, I feel loved, I feel accepted, I feel creative, I feel inspired, and I am able to reach out and share that with somebody else. So first of all, we have to come back home. So if we're not feeling at home, if we're not feeling that connection, we cannot reach out to anyone else. And
Right.
let's I'm an animal person. I know many of you are, right? So if I look at an animal that needs help, I don't stop and think, oh, wait, hold on. Do I love myself enough to reach out to another? No. I think, oh, I must help. I must assist. I can be there because I feel filled up. I feel enough that I can reach out. But when we have a human being interaction, it's very close. It's very close to us. And so we stop and think, oh, well, what will they judge me? Will they say, you can't help me, you're not enough? Or will they say, oh, you're so much, oh my gosh, yes, please let me let you in? And so this
Yeah.
now becomes an acceptance issue, right? It becomes,
Yes.
I will allow you to help me because I can see that you've helped yourself. And here's where this a little bit of a weird judgment call, because we each will pull back and say, I'm not good enough to help somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm so much, I can help everybody else. And then the receiver will say, you're not enough or you're too much. So, where is that meeting in the middle where we can all just be there for each other?
Right. Oh, great, great point. And, so many times we do feel that insecurity because we feel that we have to, like, rise up, right? We don't have to rise up. We just have to be. Just be you.
Yes. Oh, literally. I can't believe you said that. There you go. So, just today, I thought, what if today I didn't feel like I had enough? Okay. So, Terry, what if I showed up today and said, Terry, I don't have enough today? And you said, no, all you need to do is show up. All
Yeah.
you need to do is what what are you doing in your life that makes you feel good? Because that's enough. That's
Yes.
enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah. Just your love of wanting to share with others. That's enough. Lisa, I think about people that are grieving. They have lost an animal, a person, a place that they lived, whatever it may be. And so many people go, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to help because I don't know the words. There's no words needed. You just show up. And I think that's such a huge message to all of us that we don't have to have a PhD in helping people. All we have to do is be genuine, to bring it from our heart, from what's inside of us, to show that compassion to others. That's all that's needed.
Yes.
And it sounds too simple when we say it, right? It just sounds too simple. But the angels say, you humans complicate everything.
We do. I can't believe you brought that up. Actually, I'm kind of blown away. I had actually just recently lost my best friend of 27 years. And
Oh,
and when you say show up, it's so interesting. I was
yeah.
not able to get to the burial. The weather did not allow. There was no way.
Mm,
And in my
yeah.
heart, I thought, "Oh my gosh, what are people going to think? What am I going forget people. What am I going to think? I I'm really not going to go to my best friend's burial." And I didn't.
Right.
I didn't, everyone, just so you know. And I'm okay with it. And how do we make peace with that? Because we have a vision. No, no, no. Let me bring it back. There's an expectation of what showing up means. And I ask
Hmm.
and invite every single one of you to truly ask yourself, what does showing up actually mean to you? Because I that did not take away anything. She is my best friend. She was my friend. This is it. 27 years, nothing took away from me. But I really had to like work with myself on that day. I thought, oh, does this mean I'm the worst friend in the world? Oh my gosh, everybody's gonna hate me. Everybody's gonna judge me. And I thought, no, I won't let this happen,
Right.
because what does it mean to me? So I ask everybody right now, if you're here, what does it mean to show up for your highest self, your highest gift, your heart? How do you show up with your heart? It, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter about anybody else and all the like the conclusions that everybody comes to. It's not about that. It's
Hmm.
like, how do you show up with your best heart?
Right. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Forget there's even anybody else, right? It's just you. And how do you take care of you and feed your soul? You were grieving, you were hurt, And then to add to that, you couldn't be there. Physically, you could not be there. So, how do we feed our soul in those instances? I think start by being gentle. And it sounds like you did. It sounds like you were gentle with yourself.
Yes. The gentle is the only way to get to the heart. Gentle
Yes.
is the only way to, if you think about an animal who's all nervous or scared or hurt, you can only approach them with gentleness. And
Yes.
same with ourselves. And as you approach them with gentleness, then you're like, okay, well, let me tell you a little story. Like the weather was really bad. And so there's all the, and you're like, it's okay because my heart is open. And so everybody watching right now, the details will be different. The details will be, I was afraid. The details will be, my other child needed me. The details will be, I was not permitted, I was not allowed, whatever it is. So the details doesn't they don't matter per se, they are what they are, but the gentleness to invite us to meet time, to this is where I needed to be. This is where, and I hope that you can allow this and accept it and love and embrace this where I am comes in.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I just want to invite our audience, if this is touching you, if there's something that's being said here that is touching your heart and that you really are resonating with, let us know that. And Lisa, I don't know if you're familiar with Restream, but you can see our audience if you click
I
on the
do, yes.
chat. Oh, yay. So if you all have anything that you would like to contribute, questions, anything you'd like to know from Lisa, I invite you to jump in here. I always have interaction on all of my lives. So I love it and welcome all the comments. And thank you, everyone who's tuning in. And thank you for doing this for you because Lisa's amazing. I feel honored that she's here in the Peapod giving us this amount of time to share with us from the heart. So thank you, Lisa, for that.
Well, thank you, Terry. I would let your audience know that I reached out to Terry. And I was like, oh my gosh, may I please just share a little bit about me time with your friends? Because we have shared some time before. And you
Right.
know me. I'm just, we float around, we do our stuff. And me time was actually something that really came to mind. And how I thought that I feel like me time's a bit of a touchy subject because we might think it's selfish. We might think I can't say that. I like it's not honorable. It's not okay that I do this. And in my moments, which is why I created my me time, it's not the regular me time. The me time that I kind of created was um to have a moment to say, wow, I'm going through a lot. How do I feel? What
Yeah.
does this mean? And how can I get through this? Because Terry, a lot of people will tell you how to get through stuff. And
Yes.
thank you, everyone. Thank you. We love this. We love the guidance, and we also love the space that allows us to kind of tune in and say, "Wow, that was helpful. I'm going to take that with me, and I need to go through this in a different way, in a different, my own way, my me time way." And then when we hear it, we might get scared a little. We might think, "Oh, did did I actually just think I wanted to do that?" Because nobody would accept that. Nobody would allow that. Nobody would condone that. Nobody would accept it. You might think, "Oh, my partner, my loved one, my siblings, no, they won't let me." But your heart is saying, "I need this. I need this." And Terry, how is
Yes.
it that how when we hear something that says, I need this, I feel this, but then nothing in the world that we live in says yes, how do you proceed?
Yeah.
How would you do it, Terry? Like, how would, if you were said, oh, go travel around the world and nobody's going to support you, how are you going to do it?
I always listen to my higher self. I listen to the angelic guidance. And we have to be true to ourselves. we can't be true to everybody else, and that's really a good point that you made, Lisa, because when I first heard from the angels to do this journey, I've been on the road for over 3 years now, and when I heard that, I got a lot of pushback. And some of it was from family. They were concerned, of course. You can't do that. You can't travel around the country on your own. And there was just a lot of just questioning. Was I sane? Did I go off the tracks? But for me personally, I always tune in for guidance. Always. The angels lead every bit of my life. So even like nutrition even, it's like, is this going to be good for me? And I know that it was the angels that have helped me throughout this lifetime with every medical thing that I've gone through. And, don't take that medicine or throw that bottle away because it's harming the body instead of helping it. I always listen to that guidance. And they're always right. I've never gone wrong listening to them. So I think for each of us, we have to connect in with our higher self, and we have to listen. We can't just always be the one talking and asking and looking for answers and never pay attention when the answer comes. We have to be able to hear it.
I love that you said that. So you have to be able to hear it. And how many times do we fill our lives, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12, everything we know, it's all planned. Like, oh, there's no room. And perhaps you book like, oh, in 5 days from now, I'll book, or 2 weeks from now, I'll book when I have a session or I can listen, but it's too far gone. Like every day, if we can kind of tune in, just 3 breaths, like just one card, one thing, one moment of clarity to say, there's a question I have, and I'm curious as to my intuition and what it is. If we cannot rely on ourselves, if we have doubt in ourselves and we don't check in with ourselves, well, we might as well be little like plastic flags floating around, like
Yeah.
we have to be able to have some kind of trust and faith in what we hear, even if it sounds crazy pants, right? We're like, what? What? No. But then we can explore it and say, really? Oh, why? Where does that come from? What does that mean? What would that look like? Okay, let me explore this.
Yeah. I think the other thing that's important, Lisa, there may be other voices that we're tuned into. So always make sure you're turned into the light. Always make sure that if you're hearing something and you're getting some direction, it's like, is this from the light? You can question it. Question is this my higher self talking, or is this, some other radio station trying to tune in and, bring some information in? So every day I say, when I get up, after I say my gratitude, only love and light is welcome into my heart, into my experience. Only love and light. So that if anything does try to come in that's not really of the light, it's not there. It just is reflected back out.
I find that fascinating actually, because you know what? Oh, Terry, that's so brilliant. I'm imagining waking up right now. So I'm in my bed. Maybe I've had a nightmare. Maybe I had a bad dream. Maybe I've had just a rough night's sleep. I'm hormonal. Who knows? Maybe I didn't sleep, right? And so I wake up and I don't feel that good. You're right. So what if, oh, I love this. What if I've heard something that's not so great? I love your questions. If this isn't for the greatest good, if this isn't for me, may I let this, what would you say there? I love this. I'm going to ask you now. I'm interviewing you now. What
Okay.
would you say?
So,
So if something's come up and it doesn't feel so good, like, oh, the world is a scary place. Don't get out of bed.
oh yeah, yeah. If there's a TV on anywhere with news, you're going to hear that, right?
Yes.
So what I do, I just ask, in my heart, I say, is this of the light? Is this of the light? And if I'm not getting that confirmation that yes, because I see like sparkly, blinky lights if it is the light that's talking to me, if it's my guides, my angels, or my higher self, or my spirit guides. If it's not, if I don't get that confirmation, it's like, okay, sorry, you gotta go. You're out of here. So yeah, I always do the check. Lisa, always do the check-in.
Okay.
Who is guiding you?
I love
Yeah.
that. Okay, so this is not, I did not mean, this is like totally unscripted, everybody. It's just something. So we wake up. We're not feeling so hot. We're like, ooh, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little apprehensive. I'm a little bit questioning. I'm not sure. I don't feel good. And I say, is this of the light? And it's a no. So I love it, Terry. You said that. So we then, now we have some steps we can take. We can say, thank you so much. I know that's not me. I know that I am concerned and I will address that with the light. And so
Yes.
thank you for stepping aside because I'm going to invite the light in right now and guide me on my first steps. That is
Yeah.
the most valuable, most precious, most, oh wow, I feel already comforted just thinking about that to go
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. It's self-awareness. It's awareness of what's going on around us because we feel the field around us. We feel it. Some people see it actually.
Yes.
And we can tell if that's a denser energy or if it's the light. We can tell. And the more that you practice this, you guys, it's all about the practice. So put it to the test. If, like Lisa said, if there's something going on, you feel that, ugh, that doesn't feel right, then ask, what's going on? Is this of the light? Is this something I'm supposed to be aware of? Or is this not me and not from my higher self and not for my best and highest good?
I can hear. I was like, oh, who's that little parky pants? There
Oh,
it goes.
yeah.
Yes. And when you do feel, so when I wake up and I feel that vibe, like, oh, this is the way. There even might be a little challenge, like this is going to be a hard thing, or you've got a lot of work to do, or it's okay. That's okay. That's doesn't mean something like that's the light. That's the light saying we've got important work to do. Please come here. You are in need. And as you go to that light and you ask for assistance, you think, okay, you know what are my skills? How can I, why am I being called to this? What is my place here? And even in, so Terry, when I was doing the mastering me time, I was having a gallbladder attack when I created this. I was not in a place to do anything. And I was like, why am I being called? What? And it was because you are in a position that you are so vulnerable that you could only ask for assistance and that you could only ask for guidance to which you could help. And I believed that and I felt it. It was comforting. And I thought, well, this is all I've got. And when you feel so safe and when you feel so accepted and when you feel that you're not going to fail, how are you going to fail? You're like, I don't really have much, but here I am. And you are so embraced. You know, there's a feeling. So I invite each and one of you to tune into that feeling where you literally feel like you've nothing, but you have your one perfection, your one perfect you, and it's called upon. That's you. That's where you're meant to be, and you can't go wrong. You can't go. No, nobody can say go away. No, you're like I'm in the right place. I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah. Stand in your divine authenticity. You know, just
Yeah.
be you. Just be you. And there is no failure. Everything's a lesson. Everything.
Yes.
So
Oh,
I love
Terry,
that.
fun little story. Earlier, I was reminded of the story, so I have to share this. I was
Okay.
a little tiny girl, and I had a nightmare, and I came out rushing to my parents. Oh my gosh, I'm crying, and they said, "Oh, Lisa, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And I said, "Oh, earlier we had that lesson that when you go to heaven, you'll accept everybody and love everybody equally, like you'll love the neighbor as your family." And I was like, you're going to love the neighbor as much as me? I was terrified. And I remember them asking, like, "Oh, no, 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 we're gonna." I was like, "Will you even know me? Will you recognize me?" And because if you believe in the scripture or the words, right? And this was death to me. Like, why am I equal? Why am I not special? Why am I not more? Why am I not protected and saved? And they said,
Mhm.
Lisa, we are going to love you and protect you as the neighbor. You and that there we because there was no judgment. And I said,
Right.
will I be recognized? Will I be known? Will I be me? Will I be special? Like I was frightened. I was like holding my little special red blanket, and it was such a, I think, a very sacred moment to my parents to have to come to the words. Like, how do we word this? That we love you. You are safe and we will love everyone else and don't fear any separation of love. You will love the neighbors as much as we do. You will be known.
Right.
And I all I want was like, hey, will I be more special than the neighbors? Come on. And it was like, and I think this is where that me time that we talk about so casually, but not casually, is that when we when we feel so safe and so loved that not only will we not fear our loved ones loving others more than us, but we can recognize that we will love the neighbors as much as our dearest, deepest loved ones without even knowing. There's no explanation, there's no proving. We just, we're here, we love, we connect.
Right. Yeah, we're all one. And when we can finally grasp that, then we don't see that separation of the neighbor, of us is going to get more than we're going to get. Yes, and what great parents you have. Sorry, what great parents
I
you
did.
have.
I I thank everything for the lessons that I've learned, and if
Yeah,
I can connect with each and every one, if you didn't have those, it's okay. It doesn't matter. You don't need those parents, but to be able to close your eyes and feel so loved, it doesn't.
yeah,
No, it's not that it doesn't matter. No, I want to track that because it's a negative. That you can close your eyes and feel as loved as anyone ever, then you
right.
know, like that that's the deepest connection, that's the deepest love, that protection, and you, here you are, you're just here, you're just here.
Yeah, how beautiful. Beautiful. And I think a lot of times that keeps us from manifesting the things that we deserve to have in life because we feel like we don't deserve it or somebody else is more worthy than we are, right? Somebody needs it more than we do. That person needs that job more than I need that job. So we're just going to like step to the background and we make ourselves small so many times. And instead of just saying there's enough, there's plenty for everybody.
Yeah, Terry, I can't even believe you just said that right now. I literally shared this story again today, and I said one of my favorite places that I ever applied for renting, I put a note on the bottom of it. I said, whilst I was there touring the place and I fell in love with it, if they need it more than I do, please give it to them. And what, like, yes, that came from my heart because I wanted everyone to have a home. But why did I not think I needed it? Like,
Right.
I needed it. I really did need it. I really did need it. I had a family. I had cats to provide for. I had my own spirit and my own calling too. But I actually stepped back and thought, no, they need it more because of checkbox, checkbox, checkbox. And
Right.
what checkbox are you right now, wonderful viewers and wonderful sharers? What checkbox are you opening up that someone else is more qualified than you, more valuable for, more deserving than you? Let's give ourselves those checkbox as well. And I say this with me time. I know that me time might come across as selfish or, oh, it's just you. But me time is saying, here's my self value. Can I check box my own criteria? like I deserve this. I love this, and I because once I hit these check boxes, guess what? I'm here. I'll show up for the world. I can be there as well, and maybe I won't. I don't even need to, but I deserve this, and it was a tough thing to come out with and lead with me time because I know a lot of people thought I was attacked a little bit on the me time thing. Oh, how selfish. Oh, how righteous. But when you honor yourself and when you view yourself, it is the most difficult thing to have. I want that. That's for me. And you can then therefore see everything else. I think that's a good leadership role, to be honest. And I'm not going to back away from it.
No, please don't, because it's so needed, and it's more than just deserving of things. It's deserving to have your voice heard. It's deserving to be happy. We all deserve happiness. We deserve to have fun. I used to have a friend that would text me that every day. Life should be fun. And I'm like, yeah, it should. And so who's going to make it fun? We have to do it. We have to do it. Nobody out there is going to come in and say, okay, it's time for you to have fun now. We have to choose to have fun.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So, you know the shopping carts at Walmart or any grocery store or anything like that? So
Yes.
I was getting a lot of cat food, so I needed a cart. I loaded my car and I had my little bags, and on the way back, the terrain called me. It said, "Jump on that." Whee! You know, like when you jump in the car, you
Oh no! There goes Lisa through the parking
I was
lot.
trying because it was a little bit of a slip. I thought, I bet I can make that turn. Oh, I bet I can make that turn. And there was a fellow in a truck that had been like parked before it. Like he was there, I parked, and I went in, got the car, and I went, I don't care if he's watching me. I went, "Wee!" And I like took the turn because I deserve that fun. Why would I hold back on wee? You
That's
know,
right.
and
That's
it's
right.
we that made my heart. Do you know what that doing that, which was fun, by the way, everybody, you got to do that. When I did that and I got to pull the cart back and I kind of giggled to myself like hee hee hee, I got to do that.
You got
It
to do
carried
that.
on. It carried on, and I brought it to the rest of my day. I was it was so much fun.
Lisa, can you talk about the power of laughter? Because, I mean, even just listening to you tell that story and laughing, my vibration is just through the roof. I mean, it hasn't been high anyway with you on here, but wow, the power of laughter.
The power of love. Wow, I like that. Oh, Terry, that's wonderful. I think that should be like a title. But the power of laughter. Do you know? I think a lot of people are afraid. Well, so everybody here right now, I have big teeth. Like I often, because I have horse teeth, and it's like, oh my gosh, they're so big. And there's laughter in behind these teeth. And I think that when you're able to say, I think that's funny. Maybe you don't, maybe it's not, but I feel joy. Oh, let's bring it back to joy. The power of laughter. I think the power of laughter really connects with joy. And what is joy? Joy, let's break it down. It's freedom, it's expression, it's I love who I am and I'm connected to my innocence. And when I feel like that, I want to laugh right now. Like like you just kind of have like this laughter and you want to make other people laugh and everybody's going to laugh for a different reason and that understanding of such but really that connection to innocence of pure there's no judgment. I'm laughing.
There.
I think it's funny. It's amazing.
Hmm. And
And
there
Terry,
it
you
is.
invite that. You would do absolutely invite that.
Yeah, the innocence, the innocent laughter. Sometimes I watch like an old sitcom because I don't watch TV, but at night sometimes I just want to laugh, and so I watch an old sitcom and I just laugh because it's innocent fun. Nobody's getting hurt. You're not laughing at somebody for some other reason. You're just laughing, and the vibration just lifts. It's just so beautiful to have laughter. It really takes us out of any concerns, anything that's going on in our life. It all just sets aside and it takes a step away while we just repair our soul through laughter. That's what I get. It's a repair that's happening, that's needed inside of us.
A restoration, like a like
Yes.
a like a repair. You know, it's funny. My parents always watched the old, like super, like I'm not that old, but my parents really went back in time. They listened. Deanna Durbin was my thing, and Doris Day with my parents, not me. And I their humor, their like one liners were so
Hmm.
you're right. They weren't making fun of somebody else. It wasn't at somebody else's expense. It was true joy. And when you laugh and your cells in your body, like just like your hair laughs, like your body. Oh, and oh, Terry, I have to say this. I had a girlfriend over the other night, and we really truly laughed. We didn't talk about anything negative. We weren't talking about concerns. We weren't talking about cares. We were just like, oh, what about this? And oh, isn't this funny? And I swear, it was ageless, timeless. Not even age. Let's remove the word age. It was timeless. And
Right.
that
Yeah.
that laughter is timeless, and you suspend yourself in health and perfection and beauty when you're there. And I get it. There's hardship, of course. Like we could be going through the most sadful, most mournful, or angry time, like really like upsetting. And then when we have this joyful suspension, hammocky kind of moment, we can just like kind of like lull in there for a moment, and it's healing. It's so healing.
It is. It truly is. Have you ever laughed until you hurt? Like, my, my cheeks are hurting. My stomach's hurting now. Yeah, it's a blessing to be able to just go into that space and just be and just do. It's a release, actually. Just the same as crying is a release. Laughter is also a release, letting go of everything that's pent up inside of there and just getting it out. Yeah. Oh,
It's
and Jean
new.
says, just watch babies laughing. Yeah.
Exactly. They're like, ooh. I have a friend right now. She's got grandbabies, and they're just so elated by everything and anything. They're like, ooh.
Right?
It's just like, and that just goes to show us. So if we could if we could take that I quote unquote lesson, um, and say, okay, so we're born and we can recognize laughter, we can recognize healing, we can recognize release. So what is it that happens? What what separates us from that?
Yeah.
And what it is that when we're babies, and hopefully we're loved and accepted, is that something happens along the way that says, oh, no, if you do that, no, no baby, no baby, right? Bad. Or you're not safe, or you're abused, or all of these, you're abandoned. And then we pull away and we think that wasn't safe to do that. And so we do need to be invited, truly invited into a space that is safe to smile, to laugh again, to feel the joy, because joy can be painful if it has been a connection where, wow, I was so joyful at one time, and then when I did that, I was reprimanded, I was disconnected,
Right.
I was told no. And to find the permission to have joy again, the allowance of it does require me time. It requires a very reverent, a very honorable, a very peaceful place where we can meet ourselves again for that first time almost, and say, I know you. I remember you. And
Yeah.
that was real. That was good. That was healthy. And not can I, but allowing, not can I, but I'm allowing myself to be in this space, to
Yeah.
in this peaceful, joyful, amazing place again.
Oh, Lisa, I feel like you've read my book that's in the works right now.
Oh, I probably did. In my
Oh,
mind.
God. Well, I grew up in a home where my dad was always sick and he worked a lot. He would get up, 5:30 in the morning. He was out the door to work, and then he worked long hours. He worked in the coal mines, which is brutal work. And so there were a lot of us kids, and we could not laugh. We could not be loud and play loud. We were always to be not seen, not heard. And so the joy had to be stifled. We wanted to laugh, we wanted to express, but we were pushed back to do that. So when I, in the adult years, said, I really want to laugh, then there was a learning process of, oh, it's okay. It's okay. Nobody's going to tell me, shush. Nobody's going to tell me you can't do that. And I think each of us has things that we've grown up with, things that have happened to us in our life that, may trigger something, but we can push beyond that. We can make it to that other side and say, this is me. It's me. It's my responsibility to decide if I'm going to laugh. The angels wrote a blog last night, and it was so profound, and it's so easy to blame others, isn't it? It's so easy to point that finger. My parents did that. My parents pushed me down, and I could be this person with, no laughter in their life because of it. Or we can take responsibility for our own self and how we're going to show up in the world and turn that around. But yeah, there's so much that we go through, and we decide if we're going to let that keep us down or if we're going to be resilient and raise up. It really is up to us.
I'm so glad that you were able to do that, Terry, because that's actually very, you really could dig in, not that dig in, you could feel your self-love. And if I may just highlight right now, if I were to, I don't know, see, I'm not in your position, right? So I'm in my position. And if I were to say, oh, wow, um, somebody else was in that situation and I couldn't do that, it feels, I can feel the misalignment. I know you did. You felt that misalignment, like, well, but I want to be happy. Like, why can't I be happy? Why
Right.
is that I can't be happy? And so
Yeah.
I do invite people, if you are feeling right now in your life that there's happiness happening, you're going to be a grandma, you're going to have a new job, you're going to move, you've got some $100 that you won on a scratch ticket, whatever it is, and you feel, oh, this is hard. I do invite you to say, why is this hard? Because I do deserve this. And if you probably feel like you do deserve this, but there's a conflict of receiving. There's a conflict
Yes.
of receiving. And I was actually talking this earlier. It's funny. Conflict of receiving receiving is not just a masculine or feminine, by the way. So we think of the sun, we're giving sunlight, or Gaia, we're mother, we're giving, but we must receive water to let our plants grow. We must receive the sunlight to flourish. We must receive nutrients. We must receive the beautiful words of love. We must receive restructuring if our soil, we have to be replanted. So please, anyone here right now, allow, ask how you can receive the giving of something that you don't have. That you don't have. You don't have it. You don't have it. Trust me, you don't have it. Somebody else does. How can you allow it so that you can be replanted, that you can shine, that you can grow, that you can flourish? Because Terry, you know this, we don't have everything. We have to come together.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think we've come full circle to what voice am I listening to? If I want to laugh and there's this voice saying, "Oh, you can't do that. You've got to be quiet. You can't make noise, and you can't let your voice be heard." What voice are you listening to? And is it from your higher self? Is it of the light? And ask those questions. Ask the questions so you can move forward in joy and smile and laugh and have fun in this lifetime. We're only here for a minute. I mean, seriously, when you look at the grand scheme of things, this is just a minute. So, and I always ask the question, what are you going to do with your minute? I'm going to laugh. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have people like Lisa in my life that brings me
Terry.
joy, and I'm surrounding myself with beautiful, loving people like the peas in the Peapod. Yeah, we are a family, and we do lift each other in all ways. So it is up to us to open our eyes, to do the self-awareness, to, like Lisa says, do that me time. Do the me time, do the inner work and search. It'll be so worth it.
And I just have to highlight that, like, the me time, I used to think I actually ran a spa. Like, I did the nails, I did the pedicures, the waxing,
Ooh.
all that kind of stuff. And that's perfect. We need to do that. But the me time is so very different. The me time is I really need to connect with myself. I really need to hear. I need to stop all the voices of the roles and responsibilities and everything I've said yes to that I really didn't want to say yes to, and all the things I said no to that I really, really, really want to say yes to because I want to like shine. And just one moment, entertain that. One moment, feel into it. One moment, what 3 breaths. That's what we always say. Three at home school, we always say 3 breaths. 3 breaths. And you know what's funny, Terry? It was hair washing day today. It's not perfect, but we do it. Every few days we got to do this. And I in the shower, I was going to turn the water off, and I went, oh, it's a perfect time for 3 breaths. Oh, I thought, okay, I've got it. And I thought, no, I don't have time for 3 breaths. I'm like, of course I am worth 3 breaths. I just washed this body, washed this hair. I've got 3 breaths to owe to me.
That's
And so I
right.
stood there. I stood there and I faced the shower, the water thingy, and I took the 3 breaths. And I'll tell you, and everybody here, it was hard to stop enough to give myself 3 gosh darn breaths, right? And I thought, and I acknowledged that. That's what I took those 3 breaths for, to say, wow, it was hard to do these 3 breaths, yet I'm doing it. And that
Hmm.
was a success. That was love. That was gratitude. And that was where I needed to be. And you might too, as well.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. 3 breaths. Yeah. I do that every morning on our morning show. We start
Oh,
out with the heart rate coherence and we take 3 breaths in. I love it. Mm.
it's hard. Terry, do you feel that, like, how much, like, the first breath, you're like, okay, I took 1 breath. And then you take the second breath, you're like, I'm mastering this. And the third breath, you're like, okay, come on. This is too much time. Like, people need me. There's a resistance that shows up on the third breath, that you are rushed, that you are called elsewhere. And you're like, no, stay with me. Stay with me.
Right. Right. I love that, Lisa. So many great nuggets you've given us today. I love having you on here. I know I will have you back, my friend. I think one of these times we're just going to have a girls' time.
I
And we'll
think
just
so.
have a
Yeah.
girls' circle and have so much fun. Uh, but I want you to let people know how to reach out to you and some of the things that you can offer. I've got your website scrolling on the screen.
You know what? The screen is all it is. Honestly, if anybody, I just came up with this thing, Terry. It's called Just You and Me. There's nothing more than that. It's just you and me. And I was so excited to open that up, and I thought, let's just have a just you and me call. So you know what? If you just put a comment, and I thought, oh, I want to have a just you and me call. There you go. That's it. That's all you need to do is put in the comments. You can email me. It's lisa@homeschool.co. But honestly, just put in the comments, and there we go. Just you and me.
I love it. I love that. Oh, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. And Jean Loriot, she's so cute. She says, thank you so much, Lisa, Majesty, Queen of Peace. And just this, uh, I've been traveling for over 3 years. I want
All right.
this year. And wherever I go, we do land blessings, we do water blessings, we talk to people about peace. And I write books about peace, about the angels. So that's why I am the Queen of Peace, because I am claiming it and declaring that there is peace in this world. And it starts right here. It starts inside each one of us. So connect
We
into
both
it.
did that. I was like, oh
I know,
goodness.
I love it. I love it. We're
That was
so in
not
sync.
choreography, by the way.
Lisa and I did not practice this call, believe me. This was all off the cuff. So, Lisa, I love you so dearly. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. You are such a blessing to this world, and I love that the peas are loving you. I want more of them to experience.
I love peace. Oh my gosh, now I do. Well, thank you, Carrie, so much. It's been when you said, "Oh, would you like to?" I was like, jumped. I jumped. Yes, I want to be a guest. I want to. I don't even know what we're going to talk about, but it's perfect, and anything that comes up happens. So,
She did, and I have some beautiful people lined up for the Peapod, but boy, I was so excited about this show. I was like, yes, Lisa here.
well, thank you,
So Lisa,
everyone.
we have 1 minute. Is there any last comments you'd like to make to people?
Okay, let me think. Yes, yes, I probably do. Hold on. Okay, downloading. Ready for the Peapod transmission. There you go. I am feeling for the Peapods that I know that all of us come together. We are coming together because there is not just a connection of, so I'm not looking at you, sorry, I'm downloading. There's a connection of well, that's, I was not going to say that, but loneliness. Um, yeah, that's weird. Okay, so that we're coming together because in our hearts, we might feel that we are lonely, but we're not. And when we come together here on the Peapod, we are reminded that we are not. And we might find some goofiness or some no golden nuggets, as you said, and it just anchors that part of us that for 1 second felt separated, but is pulled right back, and it's like a gravitational pull, and that we are here together, even if your planet is turned, it's still here. So please feel us. We are here. We love you so much. Whether you're facing outward just for a moment, I need some time, or you're turning inward and your heart is open.
Bless you, my friend. Thank you immensely for being here with us. And we're going to leave everybody with Namaste, y'all. Bye,
Namaste.
everyone. I'll see you next week on the Peapod. Bye for now. Take good care
Okay.
and remember to have me time. Work it into your day. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Lisa.